How you doing? Welcome to Sleep City Games. Sleep City Games, my friend. My name is Georgie, and I am the owner of this fine establishment. Thank you for stopping by today. Yeah, I am also the same Georgie that owns Sleep City. Not to be confused with this establishment, Sleep City Games. Yeah, you see, long story short, the sleep business, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, depending on which way you look at it, the market for dudes helping other dudes fall asleep, not exactly the most lucrative, shall we say. So I took it upon myself as the entrepreneur that I am to open up a business selling video games because that is what dudes tend to like. So that is what I did, and here we are, Sleep City Games. Not very original, not very creative, I'll admit that is true, but it's been serving me well so far. So welcome, and thanks for stopping by. I have a wide array of games. Most of them, I will admit, are used. I am just starting this business after all, so it is a work in progress, but I have a lot of good stuff to choose from. So what kind of games are you looking for today? You seem like an action RPG kind of guy. No. Yes. Oh, which is it? Yes or no? You can't really do one or the other, can you? A little bit of everything? Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. I like a little variety in my gaming experiences as well. It's totally fair. So I'll tell you what, I have a wide range of games behind me that I can show you today that you can choose from. Maybe you take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, yada yada, boom boom boom. You got yourself a whole gaming setup, entertainment for months on end. What do you say? I'm going to show you a little something in the back. Okay, sounds good. Let me just pop on over. I'll select a few, show you a little good stuff right there. Yeah. Like it, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, whatever. Then I'll go back, get some more, show you a little bit more of the inventory we have in stock. If you're coming in for the new stuff, the Elden Rings and all that stuff, I'm gonna have to tell you, you're gonna be a little disappointed. I don't have that here. I'm a small ass establishment that just started like 3 weeks ago. I don't have Elden Ring. I'm sorry, okay? Hope you can forgive me. I've got, other options that are just as good, though. Not really just as good, kind of good, but you'll see what I mean. All right, let me go back there and get some stuff for you to take a look at. One moment, please. All right. I know. Okay, so it's not Elden Ring, but it is the next best thing. Demon Souls for the PlayStation 5. This is the newest game that I have in stock. So we're gonna start off hot, okay? Demon Souls. It is a Dark Souls-like game. If you've ever played any of the Demon Souls or any of the Dark Souls related games, this is a remaster, okay, of the original Demon Souls game. I never played it, but it was for the PlayStation 3 or 2, I don't know, one of those. And this is the latest remaster for the PlayStation 5. Beautiful graphics, incredibly fun gameplay, a little bit stressful. Sometimes Georgie finishes a long day of work, bam, bam, boom, I'm done. Go home, time to relax, pop on a little Demon Souls. Next thing you know, I'm getting completely destroyed and getting my ass pounded by a fucking dragon, right? Sometimes it's, you gotta be in the mood for it. You gotta turn on the console and say, today I feel like getting my ass pounded by a dragon with no lube whatsoever. That's, you gotta be in the mood for it. But if you're not, it may not be the best game to play in that moment on that particular sort of day. But if you're a masochist, if you're a masochist of sorts, then this game is perfect for you. Experience the original brutal journey Brutal challenge. I can't read properly, I'm sorry. Brutal challenge, completely remade from the ground up. Okay? Presented in stunning visual quality with enhanced performance. This is the world of Bulletaria. That's what it's called, Bulletaria, as you've never seen it before. So you see, you got that good stuff in the back there. Discover the journey, where the journey began. Like I said, I have problems reading, I'm sorry. Master the arts of sorcery and war. Become the slayer of demons. I mean, you know, that's pretty badass. What more could you want, really, in a video game? And of course, you go into the game, you get all the option to play as all of these different classes. You could be a warrior, mage, assassin. You know, you can be one of those fruity guys who shoots arrows if you want. Whatever you want, right? The sky's the limit. If you want to be a priest for some reason, you know, the sky's the limit. You decide to be a guy who shoots little healing spells at people. Hey, I'm not judging. It's a little weird, but you do you, right? That's your thing. That's the point of these types of games. You can be whatever you want to be in the context of this world. And you have the ability to level up, get stronger, get new spells, learn the mechanics of the game, as it is very, very punishing. And then you go from there. It's a very rewarding experience. Very rewarding. So this is Demon Souls for the PlayStation 5. Price is $39.99. What say you? Want to put this bad boy in your pocket? Okay, I'll put it on the side and I'll show you a couple more games. See what else you want to... Okay, yeah. You got spending money. That's good, because I got games to sell. It works out. Beautiful. 1 second. Might as well show you this one. I always recommend this game. Never finished it, but it's Bloodborne. Bloodborne. That's right. This is another Souls-like game. Equally as punishing. The difference is that this game has its own story and its own sort of setting. It's kind of like in this medieval sort of Gothic England type area. I don't know. All these games, the people have really like medieval British accents. It doesn't really matter where the game's located, so it's hard to know where it exactly is, you know. I was playing The Witcher recently and everyone has British accents, but they're in Poland apparently, so why do they have British accents? I don't really know. It doesn't really make sense to me personally. I think it's just like, hey, they're in a fantasy world, let's give them British accents. Does it always make sense? Not really, but that's what they do, so. Then again, nobody's really gonna wanna play a fantasy, medieval type of game if they're walking around like me, right? Like, hey, I'm a wizard, what's up? You know, you're a wizard, Harry. Yeah, what are you gonna do? I don't think people are gonna be too thrilled about that. It's really gonna take you out of it, you know? You don't want people walking around like, I'm walking here in a fantasy-related game. So, it's Bloodborne. Same kind of deal as Demon Souls, honestly. You go through different levels, different stages, fighting all sorts of monsters, leveling up. It's a brutal type of game. You're gonna be punished. Bring your lube. You know, prepare for it. Hunt your nightmares. Okay? Hunt your nightmares. It's pretty catchy. Face your fears in this ancient city where danger, death, and madness lurk around every corner, and uncover the city's darkest secrets. I spit a little bit, I'm sorry. In order to survive. Sounds like a good time. I mean, how else would you want to spend your Friday night personally? Partying with girls? No thanks. I'd rather hunt my nightmares personally. Fast-paced strategic combat. Highly detailed Gothic world. Cooperative play for up to 3 players. Now, if you have friends, perfect. If you don't, there's an online system, I think, where you can summon people to help you. Either way, there is help as well. There's difficulty setting built into the game that involves you asking people for help if it's too difficult for you, right? If you didn't bring your lube, then you can bring your friends, basically is what the game is saying. So that's Bloodborne. Next game, I got it in my other hand here. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Yeah, Dragon Ball FighterZ. This has quickly become, oh yeah, by the way, this on sale, $19.99. So, if you're interested. Dragon Ball FighterZ is the next game that I have in stock today. I've always been a fan of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. I don't know why I just did that. I'm weird. And this has quickly become one of the most popular popular fighting video games of all time. Right up there with Tekken, Street Fighter, etc. So, if you're interested in trying a new fighting game with a little bit of a twist, as it's got all sorts of complicated, Dragon Ball Z related moves, this is going to be right up your alley. Doesn't really say much in the description. It just says, true power knows no limits. So, you've got high-end anime graphics, 3 versus 3, stunning fights. Most of the fights are 3 versus 3. It's that kind of format. Thrilling online features. So the bulk of this game, admittedly, as it will come no surprise to you, is online matches, fighting against other players. There's an exclusive story, but it's not really that great, honestly, and the voice acting is not, the lip syncing is a little bit off for some reason. It's really weird. I don't really understand why, but it doesn't match up to their lips. Don't really know. But, if you like fighting games, definitely give this a go. It's highly rated among critics. Let me get some more options, shall we? Do you want to add either of these to your bag? Bloodborne? Good choice. You enjoy punishment, I can see that. Well, to each their own. To each their own. Yeah, okay, all right. Here's Assassin's Creed, if you're a fan of something a little less challenging. I've got an Assassin's Creed game in stock, Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, if you've ever played the Assassin's Creed games, basically you take on the role of an assassin in a particular time period. And this one in particular takes place in Egypt, where you go around as Bayek trying to get revenge. I won't spoil anything, but there is a revenge aspect to the story. You play as an assassin mowing through enemies. This is more of an RPG compared to the older Assassin's Creed games, which were more about stealthing and assassinating people. There is still that aspect in this game, along with the newer generations, but it's far less integral to the game. So, this is the origin story of the assassins. That's it. That's all it really says. So they don't really try to sell you on the game, to be honest. And honestly, it's not really my favorite Assassin's Creed game. If I were to recommend, probably the older ones. I've got the older ones in the back, and Odyssey, if you want the newer generation type of games, Odyssey's a little bit better. So that's just that. But let me show you the other Assassin's Creed game I have, which I kind of recommend this more if you want the traditional. This is it's $9.99. It's on sale because I know I don't really like it that much, so I'm giving a discount for it. Yeah. But I got Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection. Yeah. This is 3 games in one. I'm giving it to you for $19.99. This is Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. So you're getting 3 games in one, and these are the original sort of Assassin's Creed games, where everything is more of the traditional sort of assassin-y, stealthy kind of gameplay. If you want to sneak around and stuff, you can do that. And just shank enemies in the back without them even realizing you're there, you know? So you would ideally start off with Assassin's Creed 2. This is where Ezio's saga begins as you fight and explore in the world of the Italian Renaissance. The Italians, I know them well. Georgie knows them well. Georgie is Italian, as it turns out. So this has got a special place in my heart. You know, bibbidi bobbidi and all that jazz. Italian Renaissance, an era of arts, riches, and murderous conspiracy. So you're going to go around and shank a couple of people. I haven't played these three. These are on my list of games to play, but I've heard fantastic things about them, so I do recommend you try it out and see how you like that stealthy assassin-y sort of gameplay. Less of an RPG than the newer iterations of the series. Then you've got Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Journey, once again, into Italy's greatest city, Rome, the center of power, greed, and corruption, as Ezio takes leadership of an entire brotherhood of assassins. I personally like the whole Roman Empire period. I find it very fascinating, so that's a cool setting in my opinion. Lastly, you've got Assassin's Creed Revelations. Here you embark on his final journey, Ezio. It's a trilogy. He's his main character in all three games, is what I'm saying. Of discovery and revelation to Constantinople. It's hard to say, isn't it? Constantinople. The heart of the Ottoman Empire, in search of the truth. So you might as well play all three if you're going to get this, but I highly recommend it. What say you? Okay? Sounds good. Put it in the back, put it in the back, put it in the bag. You can bag it up, take it home with you. All right. Great. Let me see what else I got. What else do I got up in here? All right. This is one of my all-time favorite games ever. It is Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 2, one of the best games I've ever played. It's in my top 10. I would definitely, it's in my top 5, maybe top 3, maybe top 2. I don't know what my favorite game of all time is. I'd have to think about it a little bit, but this game is in my top 5 for sure. This is Red Dead Redemption 2. You play as Arthur Morgan in the dying Wild West as a cowboy. What more could you want, honestly, you know? So, let me explain the plot to you so you can understand the magnificence. Have you ever played GTA? This is basically like Grand Theft Auto in the Wild West. That's the best way I can describe it. If you want to ride on a horse and pop caps in people's asses, this is the game for you. So, America, 1899, the end of the Wild West era has begun. After a robbery goes badly wrong in the western town of Blackwater, Arthur Morgan and the Vanderlyn gang are forced to flee. With federal agents and the best bounty hunters in the nation massing on their heels, the gang must rob, steal, and fight their way across the rugged heartland of America in order to survive. As deepening internal divisions threaten to tear the gang apart, Arthur must make a choice between his own ideals and loyalty to the gang who raised him. Now this is a fantastic game, and I highly recommend it for you. Since this is such a great game, it's $39.99. I know it came out years ago, but I'm sorry. It deserves to be priced accordingly. So what say you? Yeah? Okay. Great choice. You're not going to regret it. Gameplay-wise, it's kind of like GTA. You've got, your gun action, your stealth action a little bit. Not that much, a little bit. But it's shoot and loot, basically, with RPG elements to it. You don't really make too many choices, but the narrative and the story is so good that you don't really need to adjust anything, honestly. Awesome, I'll put that in the bag and let's see what else I've got for you. Let's see what else I've got for you. Now, do you want to see some Nintendo Switch games? Do you own a Nintendo Switch? Yeah. Yeah, Georgie, personally, I love it. You know, I think the Nintendo Switch is one of the best systems because you've got portability. You can hook it up to your television, you know. You can play it on the couch, play it in bed, play it on the beach, play it during a shootout, you know, play it during a drive-by, play it while you're running away from the cops. I don't actually do any of these things. I'm just saying the possibilities are endless. So let me show you some Nintendo Switch games that I got. First we got Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, this is a game where everyone and anyone within the Nintendo universe is available, well, almost, to fight in a brawl melee style kind of game. It's a fantastic game. Every Smash fighter returns, joined by all new challengers. You've got over 70 plus fighters. There's even more now because they've released a ton of DLC. So there's definitely over 100 fighters to choose from. And it's a kind of like a Smash beat 'em up style kind of game. You know, you could pick Super Mario and you can fight, you know, Cloud from Final Fantasy. You could pick Link and fight Luigi. You could pick Donkey Kong and fight Bowser. You could pick Kirby and fight Pikachu, whatever you want, really, whoever's available. You know, there's a ton of fighters available here, as you can see, and the options are endless, and it's just a lot of fun. Just don't go play online. Personally, I wouldn't recommend it. There's these nerds, right? They play this shit in their mom's basement 300 hours a day. You know, there's only 24 hours in a day, so I don't know how they squeeze in 300 hours, but they do. And they get so damn good at the game that you try to pop in for a match as a new player, and then just like complete and utter devastation and sadness and chaos and lots of tears being shed, mostly by me. So it's not a fun experience online, personally, because they don't have the matchmaking system properly set out. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm ranting, but you get my point. My point is, like, match me with people who've never played this. Don't match me with some nerd losers in their mom's basement who play this 300 hours a day. I'm just saying, that's Georgie's personal opinion. Nintendo's probably not gonna listen. But regardless of that, it's a fantastic game, and I highly recommend it. What say you? Awesome. I priced this at $29.99. Trust me, Nintendo's pricing this at full price, $59.99 plus tax. So I'm doing you a favor. What else do I got for you today? I got Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Now this is a fun game. I haven't finished it. I'm about probably 25-30% of the way through the game. I stopped. Haven't really had time, but basically it's an RPG, real time, not real time, but it's like a tactical RPG. You know, you have a team of people and you move them around a board and then you fight. You have special abilities, it's tactical, it's kind of hard to explain. Maybe they have a better description here, but it's like a narrative-driven story type of game, like a Persona, but it's a little bit darker, I would say, in a different sort of setting, more of a medieval sort of English setting, where everyone has American accents. So I don't really know, but let's see what they have to say about this. This is a master class in war. The future leaders of Fodlan's 3 ruling houses have gathered at the prestigious Officers' Academy. As their newest professor, you must choose a side and reach them well. The fate of Fodlan is in your hands. And that's another thing, you get to play as a professor, which I think is pretty cool. You have a class of students. They're all like 17, 18 years old, and I'm pretty sure we're around the same age. Maybe we're in our early to mid-20s, but we look pretty young, so don't really know how that works. But hey, I'd rather be a professor than a student. At least it's kind of, you know, shaking things up a little bit. So, gameplay-wise, what do we got? You lead the charge, okay? You're going to plan your winning strategy and deploy your forces. Then there's some stuff in Spanish. I almost read that, you know. Lidera el combate pleno tu victorioso. Estrategia. It's in Spanish as well, which is good, you know. I think it's in Spanish anyway. It's Spanish. Let's just go with that. Anyway, train your students. Help your allies reach their full potential. Okay? You're going to command your units and conquer challenging battles. So you can see here there's like some placement you got to work on. That's important. You get a certain amount of, it's like a board game, right? Like a strategic board game. That's the best way I can describe it. And then after you complete missions and win, you know, matches, you go back to school and you bond with your students. Explore and move around the academy, and you get to know everyone's story. You can have free time with your students and buy them meals to increase your relationship points with them and stuff. You know, there's a whole thing there. There's like romance options and stuff too, of course, and all that jazz. So that's Fire Emblem Three Houses. And in case you're wondering who these three characters are, they are each the head of their houses, and you get to choose which house you join. Depending on where you join, you get a different storyline. So there's essentially 3 stories to go through. I chose Dimitri, in case you were wondering. So it's good stuff. What say you? This is a brand new game. It's $59.99 plus tax. You wanna? Yeah, I would say, you know, get it because it's a nice little change of pace from the other games. You know, once you're done playing Demon Souls, you're gonna want to play this instead for a little bit just to take a break. You know, less exhausting. All right, I'll put it in the back for you. Now, the final game I got to show to you today. This is a game I have not played yet, admittedly, but it's brand new, $59.99 plus tax. Shin Megami Tensei 5. This is, if you've ever played Persona, this is in line with that type of game. We've got it in the complete Steelbook edition packaging. You can see here. And if I take it out of the packaging, it is gorgeous looking. So let me show you what I mean. Take a look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's nothing much inside besides, you know, some artwork in the disc. So, but this is basically like a darker version of Persona. It came before Persona, I think, and you basically take on the role of the main character and you control monsters, like Pokemon in a sense. But it's a darker version of that. So, godhood awaits. The ambitions of gods and humans clash amidst the horror of a dying world. Decide what is worth saving and prepare to sacrifice everything in its name. And if you speak Spanish or French, there's some French there as well. Almost read the French part as well by accident. Fight through a demon-infested wasteland. An elusive story filled with tragic choices. Explore the expansive post-apocalyptic Tokyo. So, I haven't played it, admittedly, but if I had to guess, I would say it's a great game just because, you know, Atlas has made some fantastic games and all the Persona games were great. So I don't think you have anything to worry about by trying this out for a little bit. So Steelbook edition, $59.99 plus tax. What do you say? It's made with Unreal Engine, so always a good sign. What do you say? Interested? Yeah? Awesome. Fantastic. So let me get everything ready for you. So, let's go through what you've decided to get today, shall we? Bloodborne. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Good choice, good choice. Demon Souls. Best looking game on this list, I would say. Looks fantastic. Bring the lube, bring the lube. Red Dead Redemption. Probably, in my opinion, the best game that you've chosen today. And just, that's my opinion. But it's kind of also a fact a little bit, you know. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio collection. Great choice, great choice. You've chosen Assassin's Creed Origins. Probably the weakest game in this list, but you know, it's fun. It's like fast food, you know. Sometimes you just want a little bit of that, but it's not the best for you. And then of course, Shin Megami Tensei, the dark horse in today's lineup, because I've never played it and I can't really tell you where it stands, but could easily be one of the best. Who knows? But these are all the games that you've chosen for today. What do you say I just bag this up for you, ring you up, and you can be on your way home, enjoy your video games, get yourself a nice cup of coffee, you know, get yourself some sushi, I don't know, what do you like, burgers, fries, whatever. Get yourself a nice treat, you know. What's today, Friday? Get yourself a nice Friday treat, take these bad boys home, and have yourself a nice weekend with some video games. I don't know, you're not going to be able to play all of these, but you know, you're going to have a good time. So let me ring you up. You want a back massage? Anything else? All right, great. Yeah, I wasn't going to do that. It's kind of weird. This isn't Sleep City. It's Sleep City Games. But anyway, let me ring this up. Once again, my name is Georgie. This is Sleep City Games. I do really humbly request that you go to Yelp.com and review my store, please, and give me the 5 stars, because I really need the reviews since I just opened up this store 3 weeks ago. Don't believe the person who left a bad review claiming that I sold them a broken disc. They probably dropped it on their way home, you know. People be shady like that. I'm a man of integrity and I do not operate in that way. So it would really behoove you, and I would appreciate it greatly if you just left me a solid review on Yelp. Great. Thank you very much. And hey, if you want, also pop into Sleep City, my main place of employment, and you know, get yourself some relaxation, because trust me, after a couple hours of Demon Souls, you're probably gonna need it. But that's just my humble expert opinion. But anyway, thank you for stopping by to Sleep City Games. My name is Georgie. It's been a pleasure serving you. I'll go bag these up and you can be on your way. Okay? All right. Sounds good. Bye.